So what are you doing with your time into like outside of work? Then you said actually, you know what, your job might be something that you're pretty passionate about, though. That's the
Oh,
thing.
for sure, yeah.
Where's your passions at? I guess.
I work as a youth project officer.
Yeah.
So my role is basically running the end-to-end delivery of these youth programs for all the primary and high schools in Southwest region.
Okay.
So these are schools that have low, they come from low socioeconomic areas. They come from just vulnerable families because they have a large number of family members living under one household.
Yeah. Usually,
most of them are from refugee or migrant. They come from refugee or migrant backgrounds, and also, like the language barriers.
Yeah.
Right. So some of the programs help them. Most of the programs we target help them think life beyond high school. Give them a sense of critical thinking. Think beyond high school. Like, what are you going to do? Yeah. Because for most of them, they finish high school and they go, "I'm just going to go work." But they really are not equipped with the information to make informed decisions. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, if we think sometimes like after 18 and we've had this amazing platform, like, damn, I don't even know what degree I'm going to do.
Exactly.
Imagine from their point of view.
Imagine for high school kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly,
And it's great, man. We work with all the councils. The councils are super supportive, within the Southwest region. So Fairfield, Liverpool and Cumberland Council.
Okay.
And then we also work with the Department of Education as well. So it's we operate under we call the model, it's a youth collective impact model, right? So we work with all these different people, we align their objectives, and then we create these programs for these kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's like it's also like the best way to give an example is like Inception, where you plant a seed.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they might not realize it straight away. So 5 years later, when they reflect back and they go, "Wait a minute,
this motherfucker."
Yeah, these programs are making
yeah.
sense to me. And then it's
that
that small redirection in that decision making that's gonna make them make way better, decision making or decisions in general. So yeah, man, it's cool. It's cool. I'm learning because I'm big into like and I know you mentioned we brought up comedians, but I run some of these workshops now. Yeah. And it's very interesting, bro. Like in a room full of like students, like especially like high school students. You go, okay, this group is engaged, this group is not as engaged. How do I engage them? How do I continue to ask them prompt questions to like get something out? How do I ask open-ended questions to get them talking? Encourage.
Make sure they still care about what we're
encourage some sort of group discussion. You know what I mean? So after what we do, so it's like super interesting because you might have like the class clown, you might have like the overconfident kid, you might have like the quiet.
You really
kid.
think the teacher can't tell? Yeah, exactly. They see it firsthand, like in front of them. Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? So it's just like you go, how do I balance the classroom to make it not look like it's one-sided, like just the overconfident kid is always putting his hand up trying to say something funny. Because when that happens and when you encourage it, the whole classroom
is waiting for that as well.
Yeah, waiting for that. And then, they go, oh, okay, this is fun, so we don't have to really pay attention. You know what I mean? But no, you got to pay attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
100%.
the reason I say comedians, because I watched a lot of stand-up and I take some of them, like some of the things like crowd control.
100%. They command the room, some of these
exactly, bro.
And
I'm making it sound like I'm doing this, but I'm still learning. Like I'm such a beginner in this.
Man, I ain't about labeling ever, man. So it's such like, bro, I'll call myself a comedian. Shut the fuck up. And then DM me like, it's just like, it's fine, bro. Yeah. No one cares about, if you care about the label, what the hell's wrong with you still?
Exactly.
Let's grow up sometime. Yeah.
Exactly.
But no, I get you. As in like you adopt these things because we're lucky to be able to see them on like YouTube and shit like that now. Do you get me?
Exactly.
If it's there for me, god damn it, I'm gonna adopt some of Andrew Schultz's, crowd work.
Facts,
if I can, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
It's just like,
and it's like,
people,
it's so interesting. It's like that fine line, and it's like, okay, sometimes I gotta let it, let the information digest. So I gotta pause for a bit, and you see the room, you see the eyes rolling.
You know what I mean? Spaces and like,
like small spaces. Like when I'm sipping water, I might take like an extra sip. To give it like a couple of more seconds.
Even the people, sorry, I keep doing this. Even the people that didn't even listen, they'll be like, shit, he said something important.
Yes.
Then they're listening again,
Yes.
It's just like,
Yes, and it's using like little sound bites to like catch their attention.
Yeah.
Because you see their attention leave every, 30 to 40 seconds. You see it. So it's like, it's a constant grab it.
Yeah,
but then it's also like, you know, being confident in your delivery.
Yeah.
And then like being like controlling like a, I hate to use the word controlling. It's like engaging the
100%.
classroom.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like some teachers might come up and they're like, guys, everyone, you know, please listen, this and that.
Yeah.
And
See, I see why you mean controlling, because that sounds more controlling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you encourage? And then, you know, when they do little workshops, we'll go around and, you know, I get to do some videography work within this as well. So, you know, while they're working, I might shoot some videos. Like we make them sign like, you know, consent forms and stuff before.
Maybe I should adopt that for TWG as
well.
I haven't done that for any of my guests. Anyways, yeah.
But, you know, it's cool, bro. It's cool. You know,
that is mad, yeah.
It's a great team and continue to just work, continue to, you know, do what we can. And it's interesting what, you know, before you said about your mate who was trying to, you know, change the world.
Yeah.
I think there are existing sort of blueprints that are available that way you can bring, you know, even if it's a minor change to one individual, it's still a change.
Yeah, make it
exactly.
move. Yeah, exactly.
You know, there are existing blueprints for you to sort of take and mold it into your own. You know, you can customize it into your own. Yeah. So that's how I look at it. You know, you
100%.
can't change the whole bloody system. Like it's just
not everyone's going to invent something. You know,
exactly.
Yeah, just make stuff better. Yep. Make it easier to access or something.
Yes.
Synthesize the info. I don't know what you have to do. Just do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, man. Exactly. So you see what happens.
Damn. So you said you were like incorporating the videography and all that. See, that's just out of you just videography. You're just like playing around with the camera for your own sake, or what's to go with that? When did you start? Like,
bro. Honestly, we just played around with it. I love video editing than shooting.
Whoa. You know my God, jump on my edits right now, motherfucker. You like editing? Boy, oh boy, that is rough. Yuck, my friend. You like that?
No, I know. No, trust me. I was talking to a mate as well, and he was like, bro, video editing is just
too long.
Man. See, I enjoy it because like
it is fun when you're into it, but why do you enjoy it?
No, it's like because it's mechanical. Like I am mechanical in general.
Sure.
So it's like, you know, I like picking apart the puzzle and then putting it into a timeline, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. You get to beautiful at the end. It does look very nice how it all seamlessly, magnetically fits in everything, and you're like,
exactly. And it's like you get to build your own like narrative, right?
Exactly that.
You know, so it's like I find that very interesting. So, and it's like, oh man, like, and I have like a way of editing. It's like it's probably not the healthy way of editing, but I edit till I exhaust myself, which is not healthy because you burn out
mentally or like physically exhausted. Like I'm gonna sit here and not move, like some sort of restrictive type shit. As in, like, I'm not saying it in a bad way.
No, like, I know what you mean. No. I think it's more mentally.
Yeah.
You know,
sometimes I'll just do it and then I'll be like, I seebs. So that technically is that means like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm exhausted, but not really. I'm just, I'm procrastinating. I'm moving.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy intro you've ever gonna hear. This is the worst generation.
I think it's like, I just edit till I exhaust myself. But yeah, it's like getting into like but it depends as well. Like if I get into a flow, I do that.
Yeah.
If I don't, then it's like, it's counterproductive.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just sitting there procrastinating, and like what I'm creating is not the quality I want it to be anyway.
Yeah.
So why am I wasting time on this? You know
you mentioned the flow. I mean, it's definitely absolutely a thing where it's like, this stuff is still like work in the sense that I need to sit down and do it. But like, there are things where you have to sit down and do it, and then you never really catch a flow because maybe you don't enjoy it or anything. Maybe it's like working 9 to 5 or whatever. But then there are things where, you know, if you sit down, you let yourself just like, you know, absorb, like, okay, I've opened it. I need to start, you know, moving a few things now. You get into this like flow, right? I don't know what's going on in my brain. I'm a genius now. For this next, you know, hour or whatever it is, I'm in my zone. Like, I don't know. Do you reckon everyone has that with them, or do like
I think, bro.
Hopefully, everyone can relate, but maybe if you don't like try, there should be something, you know, that like you want to. It's like a good anxiety. It's a good something that you want to keep doing.
Yes.
It's weird,
I think it's more of like being self-aware of that flow. right?
Yeah.
And I think
you're enjoying it.
Exactly. And it's like it's almost like when you have coffee, that hit comes.
Yeah.
And then you go,
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on the strong shit now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, that's a different
but
thing.
it's like when you become like self-aware of it, you go, okay, I'm getting into a flow now. But then you go, it's like, it's such a balance, because it's like sometimes you might have, I might have plans, right, with the boys or like with whoever, with
it's
like
always plans. It's always plans with the boys.
Yeah, and then I go, okay, the flow is coming to me. I'm getting all these ideas. I want to put it in.
Yeah.
Am I disciplined enough to go, hey boys, I'm gonna sit down and edit, or I'm busy tonight. You know what I mean? And there have been days where I'm like, I'm staying in. Like,
100%. I'm in my bag. I'm staying.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I'm like, because my thing is like, my fear is like, oh shit, like I'm getting these ideas. If I let it slide, am I gonna catch it again?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Different
so I
bars,
just literally
100%,
I have my setup, like I have my little work table set up. And I just literally just sit down with like a glass of wine or whatever, and I'm just going to work. You know what I mean?
100%.
But it's like, and that's the thing. It's like different people. But I know what you mean, bro. It can be fucking exhausting.
100%. If anything, like people need to realize, like, because I've opened up my schedule in terms of like, I'm not packing my full-time work or anything. Like I'm doing my shifts to make sure I can live and make sure I can save up for my potential move overseas and all that shit.
Facts.
But it's like, I've given myself a big like time window firstly, but like an energy sort of window. I don't know how I can like word that better, but it's like I am fine with saying some days like I can't do it, some days I can do it, because like sometimes people overfill the plate, and then when they can't do it, they'll beat themselves up over it, where it's just like, oh my goodness, this I can't do it, like, and then like if I didn't move on a Tuesday because it's so planned, it's just like I can't do it till next Tuesday, and it's just like, just let yourself feel it out, it's just like I don't know what, like, I don't know. If you enjoy it, you want to do it, and then like you don't kill yourself over it, but then it's weird,
Like, no, you're 100% right. And it's like you only realize it when you go through that. You know what I mean? Like you have like a timetable or whatever. Like I used to have like this timetable, and I'm like, I got to do this because I used to work in Chatswood before.
Okay. From
the west to the Chatswood.
Got a travel time. It needs to be put in as well.
Exactly. And I tried editing in the train. I couldn't really get into a rhythm. You know what I mean?
But then you'd probably blame yourself as well for not getting into it, right?
Exactly.
But that's some cap shit. You're on a train, man. Yeah.
So I had to be easy on myself as well.
Yeah,
and then I had to go, okay, like let me chill out for a bit and then let it come to me.
Yeah.
But then on the times it would come to me, I would have these fucking crazy plans, and I'm like
it's 2 p.m.
Okay, and I'll go, let's go out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's go out, because you never know, who I might network with.
That's exactly it.
You feel me?
Yeah,
so it's like now it's like that balance as well. It's like, okay, let me not take it too seriously now.
Yeah.
Let me chill out. Let it come to me, and then go from there. You know what
it's
I mean?
100%. Like it's more organic than we let it be sometimes.
That's it, bro.
Just
that's
like
it.
And it comes here and there.
I was gonna ask, like, you just have all the boys, and it's like just an organic vibe.
So in regards to just like how
like
I
having guests and
I mean, like, so depending on like, because my thing is like first time isn't the last time, but like if you come a next time, bring one of your mates. So like, it doesn't have to be a third mic person. Can be for the bed. Just like sit there, because you hear the ambience, you feel the ambience. The conversation's different.
Facts.
And it's just like you just keep going from there. And like I remember,
interesting.
There was one episode where I had like my ex, and it was like it was hilarious, that one, because like it was me, and like it was like the love triangle thing. So it was hilarious because it was like 4 years after, right? But not even that. 5 of the boys were also in the back, like listening. No. So when I would like crack some jokes that I wasn't allowed to, maybe a couple years ago, dude, the whole fucking room starts going, and you're just like, dude, this is, give me some more of this shit. So I'm all for
100%.
Yeah.
I find it that way as well.
Yeah.
For instance, I know like we edited that skate video for one of Sanj's drop.
I was just gonna bring this shit up as well.
And it was just like, bro, we all just linked up, and we were just skating.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fun shit.
Fun shit. And it was like, it wasn't like 3, 2, 1, like go. Cut.
Okay, whoa, you did the wrong angle, Sean. Sean. Yeah, no, it wasn't like that. Yeah.
It wasn't like nothing like that. And then it was like, we shot that shit with like GoPros, and then everyone was like, yo, give me that. Yo, let me try this. And then people would jump on skateboards, and everyone's just like in front and back of the cam. And I'm like, I'm looking at it, and I'm going, holy shit, like this is the vibe, the energy is just different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is fun, but we're working.
Yes.
This is what? Well, it's definitely in quotations. It's not working, but it's just like, because no one gave us like permission to do some like fucking film production right now.
Exactly.
But we're gonna do it in the car park. We're
Exactly.
gonna do it. Like it's
Exactly.
gonna happen. And yeah,
Exactly, man.
The rewarding feeling you get is something else.
Bro, it was beautiful, man. And then even the way the music came together, Sam just sent it, and then I'm going,
that guy's crazy. Yeah,
that guy, bro,
that guy's crazy. Yeah, as in,
super
like,
talented.
yeah, he's
super
crazy.
talented.
Yeah,
and it's just like when he sent it, I'm like, yo, this shit is gonna be pretty crazy.
Like it's gonna be amazing to watch.
Keep in mind, if it's only like a minute, you know, still.
Yeah.
Editing something for a minute is a bit. You know what I mean? Like when you really edit, you know. Like,
100%.
A minute is like long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. Transitioning everywhere, fucking shambles.
And you're trying to keep the audience engaged in that 1 minute.
Yeah.
So it's like it's everything is like 3 to 5 seconds.
Yep.
So imagine how many 3 to 5 seconds footages you got to go through.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Keep putting it together, make a story out of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. People don't want to give editing and all that shit the credit. They don't want to. Yeah. See, pod stuff is easy because you're just like chopping, like it's just the but you're easier in the sense that you guys really have to like micromanage some fucking footage.
Really, yeah, exactly.
You know, you have to zoom in the whole way in Premiere Pro and be like, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's a bitch.
And it was so funny. I was telling the boys as well. When we skated that edit video, all the boys were like skating on like, you know, medium speed. I sped all these boys up. You know what I mean? I'm going highlight 70%. Enter. I'm like,
like Sean looking like he's surfing, bro. Yes, sir. Like this is good.
I'm like, all you boys got to give me credit, bro. Like,
you guys look better than
like,
you
get
do.
out of here. Like, if you play the original, all you boys will be like, like I will stabilize the clip. You know what I mean? Sped that shit up.
I had to like turn around. Yeah.
But I had to like zoom, zoom in and then like adjust the clippings to make sure you boys are like straight and shit.
Yeah,
like, get out of here, bro.
Don't start acting up now. Yeah. You just saw the video. Shut up. That's not how it looks like. Yeah.
I made sure there was like a raw cut sent to these boys.
Yeah.
Before and after.
I did work.
Yeah.
There's literally that. 100% that, man. I love that shit, bro. I love that shit.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
But
But you know, those were also times when, say for instance, I didn't know how to color grade. You know what I mean,
bro?
Like, but then I was like, okay, this is a weakness in my editing game. Let me learn how to color grade. Because that's a whole different science, bro. You know what I mean?
Sound engineering, color grading. These are things that people hear and they're just like, that as well?
Yeah.
That's what I heard, and I was like, that as well, motherfucker? No. And I was like, let me learn my small things. I was like, let me learn my small things, and eventually I'll get there. But it's just like, you got to know what things you want to learn. Because sometimes because it's like woolies out here, baby. There's too much shit where you're like, if you want to be the best of the best, you can learn everything. But you're like, I don't need most of this right now. It's crazy. Exactly. Yeah. But if you're editing videos, you need a lot of specs, man. You need all those fucking little things to it. And you're like, how do I use this? How do I use that? It's just like,
It's so interesting, bro. Because you go, okay, do I generalize or do I specialize in like one form of editing? Oof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to keep in mind, like learning editing, it takes a lot of time, bro. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I remember doing like an online course and just learning. I was like, okay, let me do like a structured way of like a course with like a proper syllabus and everything.
Yeah, wow.
To see if
you
it's
got
like
the uni way.
Yeah,
uni way.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and I'm going, oh my god, like there's shit about like rendering and like you know how to export it the correct way, and I'm going, I had no clue. Like no wonder my files are 2 gigs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
How do you compress that shit? As in like on a real shit, like
bro, you gotta pay for that.
Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. As in like that's.
I was gonna say you gotta pay for that.
Oh my! Advice ain't free, man. This world sucks.
And that's one of the good things as well. I feel like I put in the reps when I was shooting with the boys and stuff, and you know we also got some work coming up as well, and I'm super excited about Sean's video.
Yeah, he mentioned it as well. I'm like, get the shit out, motherfucker.
Yeah. And it's like finding like, it's interesting, bro, with video editing, because it's like you create something and you go, wait a minute, there's something new, but then you start to realize, no, we need to create our own style. You know what I mean? And
you know what? Imagine having dumb cunt friends where you're like, I've got a pod, don't call me,
Sure, man.
In terms of this like creative like art style and all that shit, like we'll go back to the underground parties.
Yeah,
Stranger.
Man. Yeah,
Talk to me about, because I didn't realize you motherfuckers did some, had
yeah.
a part in this, but like, you know, I know some of the older boys were like, see, this is a positive thing, so you can name drop these guys, you know, as in like Sarsen, like you, Sanj is what I know.
Yeah, well,
but continue.
Sorry to interrupt.
No.
I think it was all like the boys.
Yeah, sure.
And I was a friend.
Yeah.
I didn't have,
sure.
Just to get it out there as
well.
Yeah. I wasn't part of like, the organizing.
Hey, I don't know. That's what I mean. Yeah.
The strategy building behind it.
That's mad.
You know
that is
mad.
Yeah.
But I was there at the parties with all the boys, and we are all.
But like the guys that were being the strategy guys, they were just normal cunts as well,
like
right?
the founders, you mean?
The founders. We're saying it like crazy.
Yeah. I'm like strategy.
He's not. He ain't Tim Cook. You know what I'm saying? As in, like, to get me, like, they're still regular dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's. As in, like, I'm not trying to say these guys were built up on some bullshit.
No, for sure. No, yeah, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah,
I wasn't part of it because
wasn't part of the founding clubs.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel you.
It was a lot of hard work, man.
It is hard work. You can't deny that.
And
yeah,
there's a lot of time and effort for them to do that at the time, right? So it's I feel like they respect and they should get all the credit.
Get the credit. Okay, explain it then. Explain it. So. A couple years. I mean, I've been to a couple settings parties, sortie parties. I'm gonna generalize. I think it's like a underground party where some DJs can flex their taste.
Sure.
Not that pontoon shit, like some of that like underground, like grimy, make you feel some type of scrunch your face type shit. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of shit where you bump into someone, you're like, oh my god! It's not like it's nothing aggressive. It's like that type of like, it's you grit your teeth type of like vibe. It's nice. It's cool. You feel you feel yourself. When you're in those places. Stranger, was that the OG version of that, or what are we saying?
So, bro.
Yeah,
I would say so, man.
Give me tingles, yeah. That's mad.
It's like we had like the whole rapping thing going on. Like at the middle of the event, everything would stop and people would start rapping and stuff. Jumping on the mic.
Yeah, that's
poetry. Whatever it is, right? Yeah. And then people would sing. And then you had like just insane music, like shit we were listening to.
100%.
And like this is like I remember when Days Before Rodeo came out.
Oh my days.
We were just like I think it was Pravinda who put us onto it.
Okay.
And we were at OPSM, the usual, right?
Okay, yeah.
The usual,
the
usual
the
Wednesdays.
Vibes. The vibes.
The usual Wednesdays with foldable chairs.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know, boys. You know what I mean?
That's the one. Yeah.
We had the foldable chairs and everything.
Yeah.
And I think it was drugs you should try, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm going, wow. You know what I mean?
Different.
And everything is just amplified when you're like,
when you're on them, of course,
And I'm just like, yo,
this is music, this is touch.
We wanted that vibe just in a bigger setting with similar people with similar taste.
Yeah,
and I think that was Stranger. That's the best way for me to put it, from a car park vibe to like a party setting, but it was still that same car park vibe.
Yeah, 100%.
You know
yes, that's it. That's the one. Yeah. Exactly that. Like, how can you have that many people and still have that vibe? It's correct. It happens. You can. As these kind of events kind of have that vibe. Like everyone can still, if it's quiet enough to, if it's not booming the fuck out, like on the dance floor, everyone's willing to have a chat.
100%, bro.
It's
it's like it's because I say it felt like a car park vibe, because like car park chill, because we would just like smoke up, whatever, play some beats, and it's always fucking Sean, right? Always Sean. Yo, I'm about to spit some shit. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. That's mad god. Yeah.
Legit, bro.
Honestly, he got me on to start like low-key just freestyling with Yoshi as well. I was like, you know what, I can start doing this. Yeah.
And then everyone jumps on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like it felt like, to me, it felt like everyone was playing different instruments and we were just passing it.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, it's too hot now, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I went too far. Shit. Keep going. Yeah, it's honestly that vibe.
And then the last person, like, we're just like, bro, you better dunk that.
And they never do. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
I lost it.
But it's just
you know what I mean? But it has, I've had my fair share of missing my dunks.
Oh, yeah, exactly, Lay up, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I can't even finish my dinner. Yeah. It's like, fuck.
Exactly, you know what I mean?
I love that shit.
So it's just like, so that's what Stranger was in an expanded sense. People would be rapping, people would be listening to the same type of music, and
flexing their art.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meet people with similar tastes in music. I think that was like a conversation starter for us. You know what I mean?
100%.
And It's just
People actually say that, like they judge people off their music taste. Can you give us more about that? I can't word it nicely for somebody. I've thought about it.
It's interesting.
Does that just mean if you've put effort into your music taste versus the radio stuff, or does it mean a specific? What does it mean?
Interesting.
As in like your personality music taste. I don't know. I can't word it. That's what I mean.
Interesting. No, interesting. I'm thinking it's more like, and this is the thing, right? Now, I don't.
I mean, none of us care.
Yeah,
that is also a huge
But I'm
thing.
saying at the time,
preface it, baby. I don't care about you.
No, at the time though,
we did.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like, but I know what you're like, where you're trying to touch as well, because it's like
I've heard the question come up recently.
Like the mainstream, still people listen to that mainstream music, and the people who listen to like what we
their
listen
own
to basically.
taste.
Yes, their own taste.
Yeah.
But then I feel like when they do that, they also branch out into building their own sort of like.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It sounds very shallow.
Yeah.
It sounds very shallow, but it's also like for some reason it makes sense.
Yes, exactly. It's very surface level, but when you like go, oh, wait a minute, okay. Interesting, then did this person like move around like us,
no, I don't know. It's just like for some reason the stereotypes have been correct so far. Prove it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. That's interesting.
It's weird, man.
That's interesting. But it's cool, bro. It's cool. Like
no, of course, weird means cool in what I'm saying. It's always just like it's
but
cool
it's like it's also like what is the definition of cool now? You know what I mean?
Fuck that shit.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
Some people still think it's like cool to not try stuff that you want to try. So I'm like, well, I'm not trying to cater to your cool.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that because it's like to me, right? As now as I'm like 2-3 years older now.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like okay, it's more about being yourself. If anything.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what? I know it sounds bloody cliche.
It always does. I mean, I wish I could bring it up sounding cool.
Yeah.
But I can't. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
It's one of them ones, yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
It's just like you...
Especially when you look around and people are like kind of doing what you think society would do. Just like kind of growing up, making a family or doing the normal stuff. And you're like, am I getting judged if I want to do something that I want to do?
Yeah, man.
But you just kind of have to figure out, you just do it. It's weird.
Exactly. It's like...
It's confusing.
Yeah, it is, all right? It is. And it's like, do you blame the system, how it's built? Or do you go, is it the community I'm surrounded with?
Yeah, man.
You feel me?
We're so entitled.
Yeah, man. I know, right?
We're so entitled. It's crazy. Yeah.
Crazy.
As in, like, it's always like, we always want to like, damn, if only I was born in Eastwood at this specific time. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you saying sometimes, It's crazy how we work. Because, I'll say it in my head and I'm like, boy, I'm not speaking to myself for 20 minutes. As in like I'm not, that's so disappointing. Like, no internal dialogue for a bit. That's so,
I know what you mean,
we're so spoiled as people.
Like my brother, for instance, he's doing his HSC this year, right?
Oh.
And
is he snapping in the fucking house?
Out. My man is stressed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I'm like, bro, just chill out.
Are you saying it like that as well? Yeah, you're meant to be nice with it. You're meant to be like,
because
come on, man.
I'm just like, or like even I feel like my mom got exhausted by putting all the pressure on me during HSC.
Of course. Oh, fantastic. Yeah,
and then
of
she's
course.
just like, oh,
it's okay.
It's
just
okay.
do whatever.
Just do what you can.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
literally do what you can.
Exactly.
I'm low-key pissed and I'm like,
I
went through some shit during this window of my life.
Like I did the UMAT for no reason.
I was like, what's going on right now? Like I'll hit him for you. Like, I can hit him for you if you've just lost the energy. Like I can do it. Like it's
100%.
Yeah, it's just like sometimes it's unfair like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's also like you start to realize because now, and just to link it back to what we were talking about with siblings.
Yeah.
I see some of like older people, older friends and stuff have kids, right? Or even like cousins and stuff.
Yeah, it's all happening now. Yeah,
exactly. And you go, wait a minute, like they don't really know, like the first kid, no one really knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
You have your grandparents, you have your your family sitting around, but at the end of the day, they got to figure it out.
They're figuring it out as well. Yeah,
you know
honestly, I don't know. What was the age when you realized, oh, my parents are just two other people? They weren't born to fix me up. They just like they fucked around. I'm like, oh, shit. we have a responsibility called pranamam. Like that's literally it. It's not even like literally. I think it was only like last year when I was like, fuck, these guys really just going through the motions as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's so
it's
weird.
Crazy, right?
Thinking
like,
about that, you're like, damn,
hey,
you guys did pretty well.
Yeah,
like, good on ya. There's nothing. It's like, yeah.
I'm going. Wait a minute. Okay, this is interesting. Now.
I'm gonna give you 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Good on you. Probably try to smack me for saying some shit like that, but yeah, like you could have done better here. But yeah, overall, now that you're done, 7.5. Yeah,
bro, 100%.
It's so weird. Yeah,
judging it's like you start to realize, oh wait, they had to kind of figure it out themselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then it's like there's no blueprint for this shit.
No blueprint.
Every kid is different.
Yeah. You think we learned because they've done it and they've taught us? No, they didn't teach us about raising kids because we're that motherfucking kid. So we will have to. It's like one of those things that like you can't even learn that much.
Exactly.
Because it's just new every time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kids get different.
And to link it back to our first topic, which was like pioneering or paving the way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, do you really, or do they just build their own blueprint, which is just better than yours?
Yeah, they pick and choose what they want though from us. It's not like we try and teach them and they just pick up what we try and give them. They'll just pick up what they want.
They pick up what they want. Exactly.
I mean, like that's definitely how I've worked. Like as in like you think sometimes like when you see your parents, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be different individuals to these guys. And then like now I'm looking at my dad and I'm like, okay, I'm way too similar to this guy than I realized. I was like, God damn it. Like, I was like, shit. Like, I don't even try to pick up some of these behaviors. And I'm exactly like the guy.
Yeah.
So it's like,
how crazy is that?
It's weird. Yeah. And, and like also when my parents, like, when you used to hear athletes be like, oh, my role model's my parents. I'm like, man, get your corny shit out of here. My role model is Sergio Aguero, man. Scored 25 goals in a season.
Kobe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Kobe.
Yes, sir. But then, like, you realize, like, now at this age, I'm like, shit. They low-key are probably one of the biggest role models in my life. Like, both of them individually as different sort of things. Yeah, you just got to appreciate the kind of... I mean, it's... You know what? Yeah, Jordan Peterson mentioned it. Some, like, thing. It's just, like... Everyone, like, it could be the key to life is like gratefulness or gratitude. Like everyone will have a different plate, but then like if you're happy with what you have, then it's like a whole new lens on life sort of thing.
Yes. Bro, I listen to. First of all, I'm glad he's back.
Yeah.
He was going through some shit as well.
It's crazy how you think that like even someone who speaks so much about that can also have his own like
downfalls. Man. I hate to say downfalls, but
I mean, like that. That's just putting a bad connotation on downfalls. We're allowed to go up and down.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. As in, like, man's allowed to go quiet.
Like, it's
for
all
a bit.
perspective.
Yeah, exactly. That,
so I know what you mean, and you're right, man. For some, because I'm going, well, when he was doing that tour with all these podcasts and stuff, when he released his first book, I think it's like 10 Rules of Life.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 12, 10. No, it probably was 10 or 12. Yeah, I think it's 10.
Now you confused me.
Now, hey,
was it 10 or 12?
Maybe I didn't fix myself. Maybe there's a couple more steps. But no, fair enough. So I know it's probably 10. It's probably his 10. Yeah.
With some rules of life, it's like when he was going through that as well. I'm like, yo, this dude is spitting some gems right now. And then I actually went back and listened to some of his lectures. Yeah. And I'm going, dude, this is very interesting.
Like it's weird. Yeah, it's not even. I keep saying weird, but it's the fact that I say weird in the sense that like it surprises people. It's genuinely like wow. Like so in the sense that like he would bring up stuff that you don't think you can put an objective scale on.
Yes.
Like this is all internal stuff, how you feel, how you should do this. And then he's like rationalizing it in the best way possible, He's not Bill Gatesing it. He's like doing it in like a very, you can understand this as well. Like Bill Gates is like malaria, lots of debts, money. And it's like, do you get me? He's not even making it like a nice, heartwarming thing. Even though he's doing so much.
Yes.
He's goddamn Bill, Mr. fucking Gates, man.
Exactly. No, I know exactly.
But like, he's like, most deaths, malaria, sorry, breast cancer for now. It sounds crazy. But like, do you get me? That's what it is. It's exactly. Just like, sorry, my friends, I'll help you in 10 years.
Yeah.
It's just, oh my God. Like, we're all humans. He's making it sound like a
man.
thing.
And it's like he's the best, like he's simplifying it for us.
Yes.
And he's breaking it down to the point where it's like we can digest it and go, it's making sense. You know what I mean?
Relatable,
like,
at least.
He's relatable, exactly. Yeah. And relatable. Yeah. And just to link it to the lectures, he like in like one of the lectures, I think it was on crisis, he uses like Lion King. And he goes into like deep critical analysis on like the Lion King movie. Yeah. And then he breaks down the characters and their personality traits. And I'm going, and he links it back to like the culture right now. And then to the classroom itself. And I'm like, oh my God, bro!
This guy's a
like,
genius.
I had him as a lecturer.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. In terms of teachers, like that is a thing that like you'd wish Like
Crazy,
there's so much potential in teachers, you know?
Crazy, man.
Like you can have absolutely trash teachers, which will put you that way, or you can have absolutely genius teachers, which will like shoot you off into
yeah, and
it's crazy.
It's just thought provoking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's genuinely just making sure someone hears information in a way that kind of ticks them, because there's information everywhere.
Yeah, man.
As in, like, the pod, like, low key, I'm just like, as long as I'm educating the worst of the worst, that's fine for me, you know. As in, like, these people that can listen to this kind of discourse, but I'm doing that like Schultzy way of like you introduce a topic in a way that isn't necessarily introduced, and then you think of it differently, right?
Yes.
As long as I'm doing that for some sort of category or some sort of audience, it feels all right. And I feel like, like most platforms, like, I don't even know where I was going from that. Just talking my shit, basically.
No, but it makes sense, though. It makes sense.
I don't know.
Because you're trying to, like, you were trying to link it to your stand-up.
Because information's everywhere, you know? Like, as in, like, what I'm saying is probably not new stuff. And it's just like, but it might relate to people within, like, similar situations.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like synthesizing the info, I think, is a smart way of saying it.
Yeah, 100%. Because you're right, man. Schultz does attack it in a different angle.
Yeah.
And
it's
so unconventional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then he rolls with it, and then he relates it. He does the crowd control.
Yeah.
I mean, the crowd work, sorry, not control.
Yeah.
And then he somehow relates his stand-up to like the crowd, like the existing crowds. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is interesting.
As in, no one gets offended.
Exactly.
No one gets offended, but he's saying words that are like traditionally, you can't call someone that.
Yeah.
But then if you listen to how he's saying it, the tone, the structure of how he sentences is like, I'm not going to get offended because he just like, these motherfuckers are smart.
Yeah.
And that's all I can, they are smart people.
And that's why I feel like Chappelle, to me, Chappelle's like transcended stand-up. To me, he's just a public speaker now.
Now let the guy just do whatever he wants.
You know what I mean?
I don't even care. Like, as in, like, you have so much comedic work out there where I'm just like, you don't even have to do anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
you've always been
like,
a good storyteller. So
yeah, he's a good
keep
storyteller.
Going. Yeah.
And it's almost seems like to me like, okay, he's a public speaker than anything now.
Yeah, exactly. His recent, like, his little like videos and shit like that on Instagram and stuff like that. He's talking about topics where we used to be like, damn, I can't wait for Chappelle to, like, you know, flip this in my head. But now it's more just like, maybe just putting it out there more. But then in his classic Chappelle way, like the story you go on, you're like, I'm going to listen to someone who, I mean, like, back in the day, he's one of those guys that, like, you would be like, damn, 20 minutes like on a video, I'll watch. But then like everyone else, you'd be like, man, he didn't make me laugh. But Chappelle, you're like, I'm watching. As in, like, I'm watching for 20 minutes. He'll keep you wrapped. So like that storytelling element,
I always go back to, I watch like the 90s late night TV show interviews.
Oh,
you know, when like comedians come on and then they're like, you know, and I've watched all the Chappelle's ones and I'm like, dude, this is a genius. You know, like even back then.
Since young days as
like,
well.
He had it since he was a young comedian coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like 20s, like early 20s, 21 or some shit.
Bro.
And I was like,
and I'm just like, this is insane. Like the way he's like controlling the crowd and he's just like pausing and he's like using that to like build new comedic lines, and I'm just like, genius.
Yeah. And it can literally mean absolutely nothing and absolutely everything at the same time.
Exactly.
People don't understand.
People don't understand. The point is, you're not supposed to take yourself seriously. Yes. Yeah, and that's where like, shut up, bro. Like, you know, this shut up, bro, originated from.
I keep saying it actually. Shut up, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like, shut the fuck up. You know
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So like, because I remember once, it was me, Pranav, Sison, I think it was Sanger. I think we were doing some shit, and then someone was way behind. We were playing Uno, and then someone was behind, and someone was coming back. Right, it was like a 3-1 comeback situation.
It's a big one.
You know what I mean? And then someone was like, I don't know who it was, but someone said some shit that was like super cringe. And you know us, right? You know, because we're in touch with culture, we use a lot of like cultural references, movie references.
Of course. Yeah.
And someone was like, shut up, bro. Why are we so cringe?
Yeah.
Why are we so cringe? I'm so confused. You know what I mean?
Like, dude, you ain't cool at all.
Like, we're not. You know what I mean? And then literally, but bro, keep in mind, this happened like almost like 8 years ago. Like I want to say like 6 to 8 years ago. But it's still carried on.
It's still like
from the bloody trip.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, exactly. We're like, I'm in groups where it's at the point where we're like, if we show off, like, we're low-key scared. You know what I'm saying? Like we're low-key, like, as in, like, I don't want to talk about any achievements we get because we're like, maybe I've actually started that, and I'm sorry, fellas. Maybe I've actually started that toxic ass, like, you're doing too well? Shut the fuck up, yeah? Because, like, honestly though, you kind of need that because when people start talking too much, they get like caught up in themselves, and you're like, look.
Yeah.
We're all doing different stuff, and if you think you're a genius in finance, let me talk to you about your fucking rotator cuff and make you sound stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then you can do vice versa about, and it's just like it's very. What are you? You know?
Exactly. For us, it's like, shut up, bro. Has almost become like a full stop at the end of every sentence. And it's funny, but it's also like in a way it grounds us.
100%.
Like you said, you know what I mean? And it's like it's very interesting, bro. And I'm like. Yeah, like shut up.
Because you can tell why people bring up certain things, right? Because like say, okay, I'm not even gonna like disrespect the guy because he was like drunk off his mind when he came off to the sesh. So he's talking about his goods, right? He's talking about, oh, bro, I'm gonna suss out a new fucking opportunity here. And then I was like, look, I mean, like I was obviously disrespectful because he's drunk as hell. But then like he keeps going on about it, and then I'm like, oh, well, like what are we going? He's like, oh, I can't say too much, and I was like, then shut the fuck up. And I was like, so what are you saying? I was like, are you gonna? Do you need like any sort of like? Are we gonna talk about something? He's like, oh no, I'm just doing all this. I'm like, shut the fuck up. So before I clock you right now, it's just like, it's so simple. Bro. It's just like, look, simple, you're not telling. Like we are all ears if you want to talk about something, but don't you dare start flexing your piss ass muscles in front. Do you get me? Like, people compare themselves to their circle too much. You know, compare yourself to what you look at, and then look around for am I too much to myself? Shit, my bad.
Exactly. But it's interesting, bro. It's like this is not in my immediate circle anyway. Just just in parties or whatever. It's like
them 50-50s.
Yeah, exactly. When you come across and it's like some people use that technique, to meet other people, and so to say, like, social climbers, for instance. They use that technique to meet other people to expand their network or build their.
It depends on what you're going with.
Exactly. And when you sort of notice that, you go, okay, this is not for me, and let me chill out. You know what I mean? So it's like it's interesting. You meet like so many different types of people in Sydney, especially like, in the community. And it's like, wow. Whether it's in the creative side, professional side, academic side, you know what I mean?
Motivations are always like very like the key motivation is always very like niche.
Yeah, man.
And you're like, wow, man, I didn't give you enough credit, but also I don't like you at all, motherfucker. Like, I don't like what you are, but you got to give you, that's complexity in itself. Yeah.
And it's like, you got to surround yourself with people who's going to call you out if you are, do you know what I mean? And it's like,
anyone that still has me in their circle, I respect them because I'm like, I sometimes don't even do anything for you apart from fucking talk you the fuck down. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm like, okay, you obviously understand what I'm coming from because I'm not ever trying to hurt anybody.
Facts, man.
But I'm just trying to be like, look, no one else is listening, dude. It's just like sometimes just people, because everyone's selfish to an extent. Everyone needs to realize that. But it's about like, some people are a little bit dull to it. I'm being straight with the baby. I don't care. But like, it's just a bit like they're not letting themselves realize what everyone else thinks.
Yes. It's okay to accept a few things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then you realize, like, because I'm not comparing to anyone around me.
Yeah, man.
Like, because there are many like new podcasts coming up in our areas. I'm like, good props to you.
Nice.
If you look at me, I'm very sorry. I do not look at you. It's as like I'm comparing to the Schultzes and everything. Do you get me? So I will always be small.
Yeah.
I will always be irrelevant to you because I'm trying to learn from you. I'm not trying to learn from like that guy's pod, next door neighbor's pod. It's just like So I don't know. Everyone's got their own little thing. Some people want to be competitive around them. I'm like, I'm just trying to.
That's a good perspective, bro. Like that's a good way of looking at it because if you look at it,
people get jealous quick. It's weird.
It's like
it's yuck. It's gross.
Exactly. And it just shows a lack of experience to me. You know what
I
mean? Just in life in general.
Yeah, life experience. I don't even know what that's like XP level. I don't even know what the fuck that shit is.
You know what I mean?
It's just like you haven't dealt with enough shit in your life to realize it ain't that deep.
Yeah, it really isn't.
There needs to be like a point system for that shit. I don't know what that is, but I'm obviously doing this for me. And like, if you come to my open mics and you just like come through and you're just supporting just because for support's sake, you best believe it's coming back.
For sure.
Like, you best believe that sort of energy. Like, if you have time for me like that, god damn it, cunt. I got time for you. It's a very, it's a different sort of transaction.
It's
a transaction of like respect, almost.
Because I'm starting to realize it's like whatever you put out is what you kind of it comes back in a way, and it's like don't
say stuff you don't want to like get told you all that corny ass shit in kindergarten, but you're like, damn it, this equation makes sense.
Yeah, man.
As in like this 1 for 1 makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense, and I go, this is me just growing up in general, like over the years, and you go, wait a minute, what am I really gaining by, say, talking about, this group or that group or this individual?
Gossiping, name dropping, all this stuff. And you're just like...
And it's like, but have you read the book Sapiens?
Yeah, you keep getting disappointed. I'm sorry. No.
So the first chapter, it touches on like how it's in our human nature to gossip.
Yeah.
And that was our way of like communicating, so to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
sometimes feels like that with some people. Fuck, you can't even have a conversation unless you have some gossip backed up.
Exactly, right?
Some crazy shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm continuously trying to like navigate through that, but I'm always like hitting a roadblock, and I'm 100%. Going, oh, it's not going anywhere but to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but it's but so in a way, it's in our DNA programming. To gossip,
but you got to be conscious about it. That's the thing.
Exactly, man. And it's like it goes back to like what you put out is what you get. It's like what am I really gaining out of this?
Yeah.
What I mean?
The insecurity thing as well, because you think the only reason you would say something bad about someone else is because you're scared they're saying bad stuff about you, right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking. That's like when I think back to my most insecure stage of like maybe gossiping, right? It would only be out of like a spite sort of thing because I'm like, nah, this has gone for a little bit, and I feel like for some reason she must have said stuff about me.
Yeah.
What is that? That's just a mental protection from me.
And let's be honest, like we've all gone through that.
Of course. Of course.
And it's like if someone says to me, I've never spoken shit about anyone, I'm like, get out of here.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you?
You know what I mean? It's like...
It's because you've been mute, motherfucker. You're just probably thinking this bad shit. Yeah. You're worse than us, if anything. Yeah, you're crazy. I'm scared of you. I'm not saying anything bad, but it's all in there.
It's all in there.
That's fucked up. Yeah, you're a bad person. Yeah.
Like you can have so many conversations. You know what I mean? Like even at the party we went to.
Yeah. This is like a shout out to stranger because like this is like a modern stranger.
Yeah. Man.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't there as stranger.
Yeah.
I missed out, motherfuckers. But like, as in like literally that in the sense of like what you said in like a huge garage sort of vibe thing, like outside you can have conversations with everyone. Like if in fact I probably didn't talk to enough people. I probably could have talked to more people.
Yeah,
like
man.
pod related, I got like 3 guests from that day and I was like shit. And like someone even knew me before and I was like, this is fantastic, this feeling. And it's just like
100%.
And like inside music that everyone likes.
Yeah, man.
So it's like it's still. Are you seeing a rebirth of this kind of stuff? Potentially.
And it goes back to the next generation doing it better.
Yeah.
And it's like it was just good to be back, and it was just like everyone was just vibing.
Everyone was vibing. Did you go into the studio upstairs?
No, I didn't. It was locked by the time we went up.
When you went, okay, fair. Now I remember I went up with I think it's his name Hussein.
Huss
and Sison, like I don't know what point of the night, and then like I remember seeing their faces and they were like, dude, this is a fucking setup. And I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, literally, you only need that small piece of equipment there.
That's it.
But this is all fucking vibes, man.
Bro.
Like literally just seeing it, you're just like, damn,
Yeah.
there's potential here, man. This is like, there's like a lot of like creative like energy in there. You're just like, this feels really nice.
Yeah.
Basketball hoop downstairs, like crazy, man. Yeah.
Exactly.
Shout out, what is it, Ivory Studios or some shit? Yeah. But I don't know.
Ivory Studios, I think AY.
Yeah, it was mad. And like, his set to end of the night as well. Filthy.
And bro, the sets were insane. Like,
the
start, dude.
Yeah, it was bumping.
I'm going like...
It was like bumping, I'm hearing all sorts of beats and I'm like, God damn it, I haven't moved in these in these kind of beat patterns in ages, you know? Like, it's been different.
Bro. It was different, man. And it was... The great thing was like it had space for people to just like disperse and then come back. Yeah, you know what I mean?
100%.
So people would like, sort of recharge their batteries and then come back and then socialize again. And it was like such a 100%. Great way for people to just like continuously converse.
Yeah.
And that's how we bumped into each other.
Exactly.
As well.
Yeah. Like I met you like before that and everything. But like we never really like proper.
Yeah.
Like we probably have, but like that conversation was proper. Like realized, we're all just like kind of just like
100%.
shooting our shits, you know?
100%.
Like we're all just doing it.
Yeah.
Talk to Abel, he'll be on the pod as well soon.
Yeah.
Like I talked to a guy that's like talking to like who's like worked with comedians in Sydney, and I was just like, God, you're making this journey too easy right now. as in like you're putting all the pieces in the right places. You know what I'm saying? Like, 100%. As in like I could have talked to anyone else and not got the same result, but I managed to do this, and I was like, this is cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's not weird anymore, apparently, Bill. It's cool now. Yeah, that's like, it just moves nicely.
as well.
But
it's different as well when all of a sudden you're surrounded by, at least in a work setting, with individuals who are similarly, if not more talented than you.
Yeah, 100%.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And then you're going, oh my God, like there's just a wealth of knowledge around me.
Yeah, let me absorb.
And it's forcing me to elevate to, to their level at least.
Yeah. Make sure I'm giving them something.
Exactly. I understand why our parents put us to sports at a young age.
Yeah. Okay, go on with that. Yeah.
Because
100%.
I feel like subconsciously I was just learning so many things, like teamwork, simple things.
Teamwork,
discipline. You know what I mean?
And not even in the perfect ways at the time.
Exactly.
You're like, I don't fucking like that guy, but we're gonna win if we work together.
Just like competitiveness in general. You know what I mean?
I fucking love sport. Yeah, you can't even get me to say anything else. But exactly. Man. Any sport.
Exactly.
Anything,
So when I grew up older, I was just appreciating like individually, like the guys I looked up to, like their work ethic, and
exactly.
I'm like, bro, I did this, and I was going like proper training and stuff. But then now I'm looking at you, and you're doing this for 20 plus years, like wow.
It goes back. Yeah, we mentioned it before, like LeBron. Cap, but there's potential for like athletes if they believe in that shit and they do it in the right way. You guys are powerful motherfuckers. I mean, do you know about Marcus Rashford? He's just like a Englishman who plays like United, right? Fuck the guy, I hate him. But like he ended up putting in like $1 million like pounds or some crazy amount into like feeding the homeless in like England or something, right?
Wow.
This guy nearly got like knighted or some shit recently, and it's just like.
Wow.
That is, and he's just like, look, I just have a simple thing. Like, we live in England, and people shouldn't be homeless in England, or like shouldn't be hungry in England.
Facts.
And then like he hasn't said too much or anything, but man, he put in
the work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to link back to our first conversation about, posting stuff about social media about issues in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
You can post it,
of course.
You can just do the work. And you don't need to talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
fucking facts.
We don't have the platforms such as, these famous sports figures.
Yeah.
So, eventually might come out, but if they're doing it without, speaking on it as much, who are we to post it?
Who are we? They put years into their craft,
man.
And now they're speaking on something that isn't their profession, right?
Yeah, man.
We put no years into our craft, and we're still doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Who are we?
Exactly.
So that's what you understood really well.
And
that's
I think
literally
in
how I
today's
think.
culture, sports is becoming something more now. It's not just about, it's NBA. I think it's taken a different stance, bro. And it's like, it has its pros and cons.
It sounds like the last humans trying to save human race, As like the rest of the successful motherfuckers making that much money seem like robots, And then sometimes you hear sports stars and like, oh, you're the only one left for us, because you still see the common fan all the time.
Exactly. And some of the players came from
born and bred in those areas.
So they're going, oh my God, now we have the platform.
Yes.
And sometimes it comes across as overdoing it, which is Braun. I can't blame him. He needs to get his bag as well.
It's all that shit.
It's all that shit comes into play, and you're like, whatever.
There's less spaces for the Alis, though. That's what it is. There's less space for that stuff. Because you miss those heroes,
Because when these guys normalize it, it's hard for people like Alis or the Alis of the world to come into this space and make that sacrifice. You look at Kaepernick.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This guy got alienated like a motherfucker.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you can look at it as a gimmick move or whatever, like just sitting down or whatever, but like it definitely got alienated more than what it should have. This guy got looked down upon.
Exactly.
Kicked out of him. Not NBA, NFL and shit like that. He just like no contract. Like, dude, no.
But it goes back to the point of like how sports became something more. When Nike did that campaign with Kaepernick.
Yeah.
I remember talking to Sison.
How many different like things are against each other? Yeah.
I remember talking to Sison about this, and we're going, bro. Do you say Nike took advantage of this political situation, or do you think Nike's bringing awareness?
Yeah.
And it's like, you can look at it both ways.
Yeah, I'm King Cynical, so I'm always going straight to, you're getting your bag. You're getting your bag somewhere. Yeah.
And then, I'm happy for, Kaepernick to get his bag. I'm sure he got paid for that campaign. And it's like, it's great, but I'm going, what's Nike's agenda here?
Yeah. Like, you could have, There's always, as in like, is everyone really happy?
Yeah.
Is everyone really, The media will make it look like, okay, They posted something.
Yeah, man.
Looks nice. This is all working. But like Colin could have been like, here's your money. Shut the fuck up about this now. Yeah. Exactly, it's so...
It's interesting.
I'm cynical though. I'm very cynical.
And then you start to think, wait a minute. If Ali existed in today's time, is he Kaepernick?
I honestly think so, yeah.
You know what I mean?
We don't even accept like psychopaths as much. Like Michael Jordan wouldn't have been as cool nowadays, you know? He would have been like, dude, this guy's a psycho, bro.
Yeah.
But then back then we were like, hell fucking yeah. That caveman shit. Like, no, I'm going to be the fucking best. Like, we miss that shit nowadays.
And it's interesting you say that because I do feel Kobe was an extension of MJ.
No, literally.
But the culture was in a transition period when Kobe was in his prime.
When
LeBron was just, when LeBron moved to Heat, when he was just starting his runs, I think the culture was shifting then. And then social media was blowing up, memes were blowing up. I mean, Kobe was on social media, but it wasn't
looked at. He's definitely not looked at the same way as LeBron. Even before the whole tragedy, like he was not. He definitely had a little bit more of a gap of like accessibility potential.
Yeah,
for some reason.
He was like I don't want to say from an older generation.
I think so though.
That culturally it wasn't there yet. I feel like the culture didn't catch up to his prime. You feel me?
No. You're making fucking sense.
You feel me?
That's correct. Yeah.
Because I feel like Kobe should have been bigger. If you listen to some of Kobe's interviews, this man was intellectual, man. Like,
as in like we're blessed in the sense that like fucking social media works, and as soon as someone passes, we get to see all the highlights.
Exactly.
And I'm seeing it now, as in like this guy, how many languages, lived in Spain for a bit and all that, like Italy even. Sorry, one of the
Italy,
but it's just like sounds fucking fluent speaking some of this shit as well, and I'm like,
and it's just a great. I think, and that's one thing as well. It's like Kobe was one of my big role models.
Yeah.
So when so throughout the time when I was following him, I'm like, yo, imagine if he was in Braun's position, but doing the social justice, but I'm going, will he have done it?
I don't. Yeah, it's different.
I don't think he would have done it.
I don't think he does it. Yeah. I don't think he does it because he seems like because we're here, baby. But like, he just seems like someone that would more shut the fuck up and do the work behind the scenes.
Yes, going back to what we spoke about originally.
Yeah. He just seems like
either you do the work or you just keep posting it on stories or tweet about it. It's interesting.
Yeah, man. It's weird. I mean, I remember like an interview was an assignment. Like it was an interview format, baby. So like my mate was like self-identity, and I'm just like what is that? And I'm just like, as soon as you try to put it to words, you're just trying to show it to someone else. Like, just keep it for yourself. Keep that shit like to your own like definition. It'll change every day.
Yes.
But as soon as you try and put it into words for someone else, that's just like it's just not correct.
Like you're dumbing it down immediately.
Yeah, immediately. Like as soon as you try to, it's just like nah. So it's that same sort of like
examples, and that's why people still talk about MJ and Kobe.
Yeah. They felt like the shows don't tell.
And that's why they say, Braun hasn't. Well, now I think he has passed Kobe at least.
Sure.
MJ,
basketball wise, sure.
Yeah, basketball wise for sure. But it's like people still kind of say there was a gap in Braun. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I think there's so many factors, right? Like Braun never had a coach like Phil, whereas MJ and Kobe. Both had great coaches.
Exactly, yeah.
You feel me?
It's crazy because like...
so many other factors.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. But yeah.
We've been going for like 2 hours odd now.
Fuck yeah, man.
As in, I just looked at
baby up.
My eyes. That's correct. Yeah.
That's crazy.
We'll go... Well, I mean, first time isn't the last time, so we're always
100%, bro.
Some take-homes. What did we end up getting amongst today, I guess?
Oh, man. What do you speak on?
I reckon a big...
Do the work.
Yeah, do the work.
Don't just post that shit,
yelling about it,
yeah, man.
Like,
yeah, man.
My thing with the pod was like, it's either you start a creative journey where you either are willing to show people the journey, hence why I'm preaching my audio fails 24/7. As like literally, this shit happens, baby.
Yeah.
As in like literally, I showed my guys where I'm paying for audition now, a subscription service.
Wow.
And then it'll still corrupt, and I'm like, there is nothing I could have done as a human. But then. Regardless of what happened, like how helpless I feel, I'll put it up. I'm still getting trashed. Do you get me? As in like, oh, this fucked up. I need to post again. You're getting trashed. Do you get me?
I know what
so
you
like,
mean.
I guess we've learned that you either do that or just shut the fuck up, get good, and be undeniable.
Yeah.
Then when you start, people are like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
This guy.
Just be great, bro.
Yeah, just be great. Literally, yeah.
That's it. Do the work, be great. And you, man, I want to say my good lucks for your stand-up shit, man. Look,
Yeah.
This is you're going the unconventional way, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely a different way nowadays.
But it's also like,
I'm happy Schultz
anymore?
showed me. I'm happy, as in like I didn't invent it.
Exactly.
Someone else had to show me.
Exactly.
And then I'm like, okay, I'll do that, but try and make it better.
Exactly, bro. So, exactly, because you're that next generation.
Yeah,
you're gonna make that shit better. I love how it's all coming back in full circle.
Exactly.
You feel me?
People thought the worst generation didn't have a theme or a scheme. They thought 47 episodes. What are you saying?
Wow, you're 47 episodes?
I thought I'd be more, to be honest. I checked it and I was like, what? And I was like, when's the 100 episode special, Bill? And I was like, fuck, not even 50? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, really? Shit.
But that's crazy, though. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'll keep going. But like, it's just
100%.
like.
Because I was going to be like, if you were like, yeah, man, like, I did my 47. It's a big achievement. I was going to be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut up, bro.
Shut up, bro.
Number 47, bro. Itching, bro. Nah, shut up.
Nah, good shit, man. Keep going.
Oh, appreciate it, man.
Love
As
it.
in, like, as
Love
long as people can, enjoy themselves in a creative sense where, like, this feels like I'm accomplishing something, It feels like you're empowering yourself.
Love that.
If you're not, like, if you're not shunning that side of you, you're welcome on the pod, is all I'm saying,
I love that. Yeah. Like, you recognize that you're on this quest and you want to, achieve as you're going. And
Yeah.
Stop at
100%,
like one destination.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
I respect
I
that.
learned from all my guests as well. So in
That's
fact, like,
amazing.
this is the
Likewise.
most expensive degree I've done. No, actually, you know what? That's cap as well.
Yeah.
I just paid for all this equipment and it's still less than the degrees I've done. That's so
I love how this is the second time you brought up about your mics.
Yeah, and I was just, look, hey, you can't just stop for free. Nah, I can't know what you're getting into. You ain't shit. Nah, you ain't shit. Nah, I'm joking shit. Literally, that's the thing. I mean, I'm saying all this, but then if you message me being like, how do you start a pod? You best believe I'm giving you the fucking essay. I'm sending you the whole essay and be like, this is how you do it, baby. Yes,
Language.
sports culture.
We spoke about traveling. What else did we speak about? We spoke about motivation. We spoke about legacies.
Oh, shit. I'm reaching out of my boxes now, Bill. Talking about legacies already, man. This motherfucker. No, but it's true shit. It is true shit, yeah.
100%, bro.
Man, I'm going to listen to myself say legacy for the first time. I'm
going to be like, shut up, bro.
I'll be like, I'm not even going to bleep the swear word. It's legacy each time. That's some cap shit. But like, it is. Like, tell me a better word. Tell me a better word for it.
Yeah. No, it was. Yeah, like, I love when you initially said it. You're like, you're trying to find like different words.
It's a less cringe word for it. Yeah, that's always happening in my head.
It's legacy.
Yeah. No, I'm a sick cunt. Yeah. It is that. Yeah, just living with principle. Like, realizing you're not that big, but you can do stuff in your own lane.
100%,
yeah,
bro.
man. This has been a mad episode in terms of TWG, like flavor.
Yeah,
it's had that whole sort of like, be creative, but just shut the fuck. That traditional sort of like, do the work as well, Yeah, man. Some of these youngins kind of like do the creative stuff and be like, yeah, promo. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up and do it.
It's just build your network. It's not about the followers, man. Build that network, baby.
100%, man. Yeah,
100%.
I mean,
what was your longest pod?
Longest pod as in the actual session itself? Yeah. Oh, dude, I've had like a 3.5 session with like Jag and Tesh. Oh, and that episode, audio didn't work.
Which one?
As in, we sat down, me, Tesh, Jag, 3.5 hours,
That's
and
crazy.
then the audio didn't work.
Oh no! The whole episode.
as in literally, thank fuck we were drinking like crazy and had a mad vibe, because otherwise we're like, what the fuck? Literally at the end, because you didn't catch the time. See, today I didn't catch the time either, right? But then like at the end, like at 3 hours, Jag's like, why's my mouth hurting, cunt? And he's like, dude. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty much. I'm fucking out of here. Like, it hurts, but yeah,
that's crazy.
It's great how when you catch a flow, it's that flow shit again. We talked about that. It's organic. You just keep going. 2.5 hours. That's not.
It didn't feel like.
That's what I mean. But with some other people, if I tried, that would be a mission. That'd be a fucking mission. We'd be going in circles. Do you have anything to shout out quickly before we move?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
Yeah, I mean, first day and the last time, like I said, appreciate it again.
Thanks, brother. For having me.
Oh, we're not saying first fucking cold-blooded person here. Yeah. Everyone's sweating their brains out usually.
Oh, really?
Cold-blooded motherfucker. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
If anything, your hands are sweaty.
Cut. Anyways, it's been TWG.
Thank you.
Billy Oggs, Deeshan, apparently Nimrod as well. Jag keeps saying Nimrod.
Oh, shut up, Jag. Shut the fuck up.
And I was like, what's his fucking name?
Yeah,
exactly. I was like, I'm having him as a fucking guest. And he's like, he's like, technically Deeshan. and I'm like, all right, okay. But yeah, pleasure having him. First and the last time. I've said it 3 times. But yeah, take care, yeah? Have a good one.